Hi, it's Prema. This is your September 2021 energy update. All right, so some of the themes that we have going on this month are personal empowerment, still this powering up of energy of ourselves and our authentic leadership. Also, we have an energy of practicality and a lot of earth and grounded energy coming in, where we're going to be powered up to also handle the details of things. And our communication is going to be a lot stronger, a lot clearer, and there's an energy around healing. Relationships are a big focus this month, and our deeper connectivity in with ourselves, with the source of our being, of course, but with each other. And also managing our emotions. And another one of the themes is our discipline versus our reactivity. We're going to really need to manage our energy around that. So stay tuned. I'm Prema Gurreri, Vedic Astrologer, consciousness coach, and author of Your Sacred Wealth Code. And welcome to Chart Your Path. And I guide you to align your energy from the inside out, activate your divine gifts, and unlock your soul blueprint for purpose and prosperity. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any of the updates. And feel free to like and to share this as well. We're moving away from this push-pull energy that we have had over the last 2 or 3 months here. There's been a lot of push-pull because the planets have been opposite one another. I am talking about Vedic Astrology, the sidereal zodiac. And this last month, and we still have a little bit of this energy, there's been this Aquarius energy powered of the people, and then also this leadership, more independence and personal power, and what really is authentic leadership. And we've really been evaluating that. I talked about that a lot in my full moon update from last month of August. And you can also, the link to that is down below. So the first 2 weeks of the month, I really want to encourage you, while the sun is still in Leo, to really focus on that purification of your own authentic leadership, your radiance, how you want to shine your radiance. That's your light from the inside out, and really empower yourself on all levels of your being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The sun is at home in Leo and until the 16th of the month before it moves into Virgo and brings a whole different focus on our communication. And I'll be talking about that coming up here. And it's going to get into a much more grounded place. This is fiery. It's still very inspiring, but it is the energy of radiance, like fire in a fireplace. And especially for the feminine and the feminine side of us, our radiance really letting that shine. In the Sacred Wealth Code system, it's the leader, it's the celebrity, it's also the king. And so really use this first half of the month to really own your personal power in an authentic way, remembering that it is your light. And how is it you want to animate your light? It's really important that we all animate our light, and we're not allowing ourselves to be dimmed down by judgment from others, or our perceived judgment, or our comparison to others. And we're all really still working with this balance of our personal power versus our collective power, and remembering that we are part of the whole. And in order to shift this paradigm in the direction that we want to, each and every one of our choices makes a difference. And it's so important for us to be very clear in our gifts, clear in our energy, and clear in our leadership. And we can't lead anything in the world unless, or let me put that back, we can lead anything we want. We can't lead authentically and lead authentically our mission here unless we are really connected in ourselves and we're leading ourselves. You can't go save the world and have your life be a mess. So put the focus on you first, because that's what you do have control over. You navigating you. And that's really what I'm so passionate about, is really helping you to understand yourself so that you can navigate yourself. You're feeling your soul blueprint, whether you understand your chart or not, you're feeling it. And the more you wake up to that, and then you can make choices based on what feels right in your heart. What's a yes, what's a no, what's yours, what's not yours. These are really important. So Take time to reconnect with your mission, reconnect to what you're leading for yourself, whatever you're leading currently for yourself in the world, but whatever you're really taking a stand for in the world too. Take some time to journal about that, get clear about that, and that has a lot to do with your gifts and what you're here to give and how you want to give it. Then the next energy I really want to talk about is Mercury. So Mercury has moved into Virgo. Mercury did this on the 25th and is really going to be spending the next couple of months plus in Virgo because there's going to be a retrograde cycle. I'll talk about that in just a moment, and I'll really get into that in a later update because that's not happening till the 26th of the month. So, I know Mercury retrograde, but it's a strong retrograde because Mercury is exalted in Virgo in Vedic astrology, and that's where it is right now. It is going to be there for a while. It is uplifting our communication. Our communication has been quite strained for a while. In fact, our communication and our connection, because Venus and Mercury have both been in places where they're either over emotional or feeling too much heat, too much fire. And both of those planets are getting uplifted and getting much stronger this month. The connector is Venus and the communicator is Mercury. Now, let me talk about Mercury first. So Mercury is going to help us to have a clarity that we have not had in a while. So the things that you've been questioning, wondering what to do, when to do it, what's the thing, how are you going to do it, especially the how, that you're going to be able to focus in on. And you might have already started to feel that already. It's already September, beginning of September here. This is going to continue to dial in. You're going to have this ability to actually make sense of the thoughts and have your discrimination, your ability to evaluate things, what's right for you, what's not right for you, what's right at this time. And coming from your, what you're leading in the world, what your gifts are, and organizing the details around that and around your mission. Now, we can have a tendency to overthink in this placement. So you're going to need to watch that. So in order to do that, you need to be very grounded. Now, this is an earth sign. There's a lot of earth going on because of where Saturn is and where Jupiter is going in Capricorn. I'll get to that. No worries. This grounded energy, though, brings things down from the ethers down into the practicality. So think practical, what's utilitarian. That's what Virgo wants. It's also a very sensitive placement. This is a placement of healing and purification. But whatever you're working on right now, be it in your business, your mission, your purpose, your project, what's up for you, this is going to give you the ability to make clear decisions as long as you're very honest about what's true for you and what's not true for you, what's right for you, what's not right for you, what's yours, what's not yours to do. And then be able to organize the details of, okay, let me take that vision, let me take that idea I had, that inspiration, and bring it down to earth and organize the details to make it into a practical reality. And the underneath desire here is like, how could it be used? So you could, whatever this inspiration that you're working with, or maybe I know that, there's been a lot of downloads happening and you maybe have a lot of downloads, and that could show up as confusion, or that could also show up as lots of creativity. So many sticky notes, lots of journaling, or lots of just being in your head a lot of ideas. It's time for that to land. So in order to do that, give yourself some time to really tune in, to lay things out, to put things on sticky notes, get them up on a poster board on a wall, to write things out and let them start to speak to you. And you're going to start to be able to see, okay, what's step number one? I believe in inspired action. You tune into your heart. You ask your heart, okay, what's just the next inspired action I need to take in order to bring this into a practical reality? Would be a great question for you to be asking for this particular time as Mercury is so strong in Virgo. One inspired action at a time will get you there. You can drive across country in the dark with just your headlights on, even in the fog. If you're present and you just make the next choice, you take the next mile, you'd make a choice on the next turn. You're going to be able to see this all. It's all going to start to map out for you, though. It's going to be really great. And I'm looking forward to hearing what it is you're working on. So leave me a comment and let me know. What is the inspiration you have? What are you needing to organize the details around? What are you putting into motion that you're bringing down to practicality? We're all being called into this energy right now. There's also a deep energy of purification here. So purification is coming down to the essence of something and burning away whatever is that's keeping things complicated, getting right down to the simplicity and clarity. So really strong energy for that. You really have to be able to step out of your emotions in order to get to that purification. So remember, whatever's sort of burning away, whatever's drifting away, whatever's, don't get caught in the details of things. Instead, again, ask what's the one thing or what's most important in this and follow that instead of trying to arrange all the details. It's like trying to arrange all the details of a dinner party, who's going to sit where and what you're going to serve when you haven't decided what it is you're actually making yet. Stay to the essence of things, okay? All right, you're going to feel sensitive because this is a sensitive placement and sensitive particularly around your communication and some of the details you're organizing, but that's okay. Allow that sensitivity to help guide you, bring it into your heart, help guide you to, again, what's true for you, what's not true for you, and be willing to practice your energetic protection as need be. Energetic protection, and there's a lot going on right now, and there's a lot coming at you in the world. We're going to see new things come up around healing, especially with everything we're dealing with the pandemic and such, and there's a lot of push and pull around all of that. Energetic protection, just put yourself in an energetic bubble that is literally charged with the divine, and so that you keep your energy positive, good, and whatever's negative you keep to yourself, and you also choose to keep a barrier of light between you and what's coming at you that really is not for you, and that could potentially cause an energy leak. You need your energy right now. All right, so that's already in place and will be in place. October, the last week of the month, Mercury is going to slide into Virgo for about a week, and then it's going to retrograde, because on the 26th it'll retrograde and come back into Virgo. We'll talk about more about that as we get up to that time. Now, Venus is moving into Libra on the 5th of September. On the 6th, Mars moves into Virgo. On the 6th, we have a new moon. There's a so write that down, September 5th and 6th. There's a lot of change and transition. Whenever we have a lot of change happening at one time, things get unstable just for that particular period of time, which is not very long. Things are just moving. And so the shift of energy they're moving into is, I'm going to talk about Venus first, and then I'll get down to Mars. So with Venus is moving into Libra. Now, this is such a wonderful placement. Venus has been fickle. That's our I think, the connector up here. That's the great connector in the Sacred Wealth Code archetype system, the Muse, and also the artist. This is the Sacred Wealth Code Oracle deck, the Oracle cards. And Venus is all about love and connectivity and creativity. And it's just been in some placements that it just has not been so strong. But this is a time you're going to really feel your heart bloom if you give yourself space for that. It's a great time for feeling love and feeling romantic. So take the time to if you have a partner, if you have a lover, make space for romance, because we're all a little starving for that, and it takes some intentionality. Connection. People are getting out and about more, and then there's controversy about that with what's going on with the pandemic. It's a high time for connection, so we have a lot of different ways to connect. Make sure you make space and time for connection, and reach into people with people that you haven't seen in a while, or may be struggling at this period of time, whether that's on the phone, whether that's on the internet, or whether you're seeing them in person. And remember, you can always pray for people as well. there's going to be a deep desire to be more social. So find ways that work for you to do that. It's also a wonderful time for networking as far as your work in the world goes, as far as business goes, connecting with others. The feminine way of doing business is socially, is we do it together. We were never meant to do it alone. So we get collaborative about things. So a wonderful time to do that as well. And your creativity, the artist is inspired and alive during this time. This will be here all the way till October 1st in this placement. And it's very good for your diplomacy, and the diplomacy, hopefully we'll see some more diplomacy in the collective and in the world. Our ability to compromise in relationships and bring in balance. So in relationships, there's always a compromise, and the compromise is something we want to do. I'll give you a little bit of mine, you give me a little bit of yours, and then, it's something we want to do. It's an obligation is when we have to give in, we don't really want to. But all relationships take some compromise. We need to be able to compromise as a collective right now in order to find places we can come together. So look for where you can come together on a point of view instead of where you differ on a point of view. We all are part of the one. We all are part of the whole. It's very easy to see the polarity. That's really, the dial is turned up on that, and the programming is turned up on that. And I encourage you to take a step back from that. And no matter what your viewpoint is, see where you connect in with others and make the effort to connect in. It'll be so much easier than it has been. You're going to want to beautify your home, beautify your space, enjoy your garden, or bring flowers into the home. Let beauty speak to you. Beauty is another aspect, a beautiful aspect of the divine. And so, really surround yourself with beauty, whatever that is. These flowers are from my garden. I'm a gardener. I can't help it but do that. I love my house to be open and bright and clean and beautiful, and be able to share that with others. So whatever speaks to you, and as far as your creativity goes, and maybe that's in your work, maybe that's in your business. Maybe you are an artist. I'm not an artist with paper and pen and paint, but I am with my camera, and again, with my land, and with my plants, and with food, however it is for you. So beautiful time for that. We connect through beauty. So share that with others. So Mars is at the same time, Mars on September 5th goes into Virgo. Now, this is going to heat things up a bit as far as the communicator goes. And I really look at this placement. This is really, the honorable warrior in the sacred wealth code system. And it's also the engineer and the strategist. And I really see this as the engineer in this practical placement. Look all around you, and engineers have created everything from your computer to, I'm sitting in front of a light, a computer, the furniture around, bridges, cars. Engineers have created so many things, and we're all engineers in our own way. This gives a mental brilliance around this engineering and re-engineering, and we will see new things come up around health discoveries, and it really brings in an intelligence, a mental brilliance with the communicator, with Mercury here. So we've got this wonderful aspect, and at the same time, it's a challenging aspect, okay? So what's good is, what's bad, what's challenging is always good for something. So what it's good for is discipline, and really getting practical and grounded around your discipline. So get physical with your discipline, your spiritual discipline, the way you focus, you're diving into a project. Again, the details we're talking about, this will help bring the engineering capacity to structure those details into the pathway to get you or your project where you are going. Yet this will be heating up a bit, and it's also because Mars is going to be with the Sun as of the 16th of the month. Mars is close enough to the Sun to be technically combust through November. It's already started. Mars only has to be 17 degrees away from the Sun to do that. This is Vedic astrology. It can make you feel frustrated. It can make you feel reactive, irritable, and you've got to watch anger. We're seeing things blow up in the world. So we don't want to contribute to that energy. We want to counter that energy. There's a purification happening in the combustion. It'll be more intense around the last week of the month, last week of September. But we are going to continue to see some explosive hotspots. But I don't want that to happen for you in your own families, in your own communication, in your own life. So resist the urge to take the opposition. Instead, even if you're opposite of something, choose what you're standing for. That's what the Honorable Warrior does. You choose what you're standing for and put more energy into that, into what you're standing against. Be very clear about your personal responsibility. It's one of the big themes, like what's our responsibility? What's the collective responsibility? What's my personal empowerment? What's the collective empowerment? What's my personal responsibility? What's collective? How do I contribute to that collective? Work on yourself. That is the best thing you could ever do to affect the collective, is clean your life up, clean your energy up. Then you are contributing from a much purer place. We're going to continue to see controversies about all the issues that are up right now with this pandemic, and as things open up and as school goes back in, and we're going to see all of that. Again, make sure that you don't get into the hot-headed place around that, and you take a stand for what you're for. But more so, what this energy is good for is taking the energy and channeling it into focusing it, and work on your project, work on the details of what you're structuring, work on moving something forward. That will, and also the discipline to focus and do that. You'll have that if you really are willing to work with this energy. And one of the keys is having, really knowing what your purpose is, having your purpose and being able to channel into that. And, is this alignment with my purpose? Is it not in alignment with my purpose? And if you don't know what your grand purpose is, you know what the purpose is of, tune into what the purpose is of what you're doing right now. Okay. Why is this important? Will always lead you to the purpose of what you're doing. And if it's not important, then get down to what is important. Use the mental focus, channel your energy, dive into your projects, get stuff done. The new moon is happening on the 6th of September. And this new moon, I'll probably be bringing you another update on this, but I want to give you the short version of it here, which is in Vedic Astrology, it's happening in Leo, in the sign of Leo. And new moon is always a new cycle. And this is in the nakshatra, the lunar mansion of Purva Phalguni. And it's a place of good fortune and prosperity. It's a place of connectivity, actually, and relationship and marital happiness. Lord Shiva started his marital procession here. I picked this nakshatra for when I married my husband, Michael. And this is a good place to come together. This new moon, again, there's a theme around connection because it actually has a Venus connection to this nakshatra. So the things I was talking about Venus and connection, relate to this new moon as well. We're going to want more connection. You're going to want to, it's a good time to get connected in to, where are those really important connections in your life relationally? Yes, to your lover, to your partner, but also just relationships in general. It's a great time of creative expression, expressing yourself, creative thinking, a good time to be generous. And how do you, in this new cycle, and the new moon always starts a new cycle, how is it that you want to be more connected in and more creatively expressed? Okay, a couple of things to be thinking about for that new moon. Jupiter is retrograde, and it's been retrograde for a while. It'll be retrograde till the 20th of November, but it is moving constellations in Vedic astrology from Aquarius, the great sign of power to the people and our higher ideals and opinions, where we could be inspired about that. And it's going to retrograde into Capricorn on September 14th. Okay, so that's the middle of the month. Now, Saturn is already there. I've talked about that a lot. Saturn's going to be there. Saturn owns the house. This is like having the teacher in the house, the teacher in the factory. Capricorn is organizations, it's governments, and we've had we're doing a lot of restructuring, and the jury's out on some of that restructuring right now with everything that's going on. Again, your choices matter. What you structure in your life matters. What's tearing down, it's going to have to tear down. But it's part of the chaos before something new is rebuilt. Having Jupiter move here, I want you to be careful because you may feel not as hopeful. And you may have the tendency to lose your inspiration about your vision and lose sight of your vision. So if you don't have a vision, you need to get a vision. It's so important to really take the time to sink in, to vision what it is that your heart desires for you, for your life, for what's next, for this next year, for this next month. Super important for you to have a vision. Then you have a bigger picture on where you're going, where Jupiter's going to be. That's the great teacher. It's the sage, and it's the great visionary. That's who we've got on the front of the journal, the great visionary. The visionary can see that big picture, what it wants for itself, it wants for everyone. And one of the issues here with Saturn in Capricorn and Jupiter in Capricorn, not its strongest placement, it's going to be forced to focus more on the structure of things, not so much on the bigger vision. And I want you to remember not to lose sight. It won't be here that long, only till the end of 20th of November. It'll come back into Aquarius once it starts going forward again. So important thing is hold your vision, know your purpose, and find your inspiration from the inside. When we keep looking for our inspiration from the outside as a looking for the signs that things are going the way we want, that's wonderful when it happens, but it doesn't always happen. This is an inside out job. Soul work is inside out, and you need to know what that vision is for yourself. Hold it, see it, and then you'll be able to continue to move through this time and use it for the structure that it can create. We'll have a full moon at the end of the month. We'll talk about that later in the month. That'll be our harvest moon. It'll be in a beautiful place in Pisces, helping us to really be receptive and have this depth of wisdom and mysticism, great for the mystical arts, spiritual arts. But all of this energy is for you to navigate from the inside out. So tune in, find out what's true for you. If you would like more support from me, I've got lots of things for you. I've got free resources and different ways you can work with me. My free resources you'll find in the comments and down below the video. I've got the quiz that you can do. I will be coming up with a new free masterclass, so stay tuned. I'll put that out with the next video, a free masterclass to support you this month. And if you want to make sure you get that, make sure to subscribe. And also you can go to the website, link is down below, and make sure you get on my email list as well. And if you want a reading, the links are down below, whether it's a Sacred Wealth Code reading, whether it's a Soul Success Map reading, where we're going to look at your Vedic Astrology chart and what's most important to you right now. If you are wanting to come in and do deeper work with me, and especially if you're a conscious woman visionary, you really want to master your inner world, your inner life, we have the Sacred Wealth Circle. And if you want to master your inner world, your inner life, and understand your gifts and take that out into the world and make your impact through your business, through your project, through your mission, then the Solutionary Blueprint is the mentorship that you want to dive into. The links are below where you can find out more information. Feel free to leave me a comment. I'm happy to respond and help you make any decisions about doing any further work. And I so appreciate you subscribing to the channel and to sharing this and letting me know what your vision is. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. All right, so much love to you.